how to make this card. We are going to use the butterfly effect stamp set, the die cut, and the garden delight. So I have all the material listing already, so just make sure you check the material list. And we are going to use the die cut to cut it. If you don't know how, please check our other tutorial how to use a die cut. Or if you don't have a die cut machine, that's okay. You can always hand cut with a scissors or craft knife. So what I did is I did the embossing. This is just stamping with a Versamark and use black embossing powder and the heat out. So they kind of created some kind of 3D effect. If you don't have the heat gun, that's okay. Just make sure you use a StazOn, the waterproof impact to stamp the image. Because in this tutorial, we are going to use the watercolor technique. So if your image is not stamped with a water resist impact, when we blending the color, they will smear. So make sure if you have heat gun, use black embossing powder, create some kind of 3D depth. It's kind of easier when you're coloring. If you don't have it, just make sure you use the water resist impact. StazOn's a good one. They also have a lot of different, I think is VersaFine is also the water resist. So just double check. Okay, so what I did is I already did the one is cut, one is not cutting. So you can do either way, they all work just fine. So I'm going to show you how to color with markers, and it's very, very easy. Hi, look those beautiful butterflies. You won't believe how easy to color those butterflies. So let's start with one color first. You know, watercolor is good. I love watercolor, but the watercolor, to be honest with you, it can be a very pretty, pretty colorful media. Also, they can be out of control very easy. So let's start with the basic technique. We are going to, let's do a purple one. Okay, let's just use one color first and then just see how it can go. So we are going to, this is our markers, they are awesome. So we're going to just use one color block. This is our palette to mix the color. Our marker is really awesome. They are very moisture. Okay, so we're going to just draw in few stroke on top. Okay, and then we're going to need some water and the brush. Okay. So we're gonna just pick up a corner, just mix with a little mix with a little bit color, and you will see. This is the color. If you use the last color, use this, the color is darker. If you add more color, you get a lighter color. So for our first butterflies, we are going to just use one purple color and to create a three-tone. And we're going to add a second color, and we're going to use a triple color. So let's start with the foundation color. So I'm going to choose the one big butterfly, and then I'm going to just use the clear water, no color. Okay, color it, just give a very thin layer, try to wet or butterfly. Okay, you don't have to if you don't have to worry about the like outline, even like the color, the water went off the outline, that's okay. Oh, by the way, I'm using 100-pound Cougar white cardstock. You can use watercolor paper, that's better, but make sure when you buy the paper, make sure try to find as a smooth surface as you can. So don't use regular cardstock because they don't really work well with the waters, and when we blend in the color, you're probably going to have a problem with that. So foundation color, we are just color a very, very light thin layer of the water, and then we are going to just use the left corner, and then we're going to pick a little bit darker purple. I'm trying to slow down. Usually this is only take like a 10 seconds for me, but I really want to learn. I really want you to learn the skill. So we are going to try to start from the middle. Okay, let's bring a little closer. Okay, and then remember when you're coloring, try to do one direction. Okay, don't do this. Okay, one direction from the inside out. Okay, that's it. Don't worry about the outline because we're going to trim it, and especially if you have or die cut, you can cut it out. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's our first color. If you like, we're going to add a second color now. So we're going to use a little bit darker blue, just a little bit on the side. And then we're going to use the the brush. Pick up a little bit color, and we are going to just add a little bit blue here. Okay, the trick is when you use the brush, try to blending with one direction like this. Inside out, outside in. Okay, don't try to blending like that because the stroke will show. Okay, one direction. So that's our first butterfly. And now, if you want to clean your, we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to try one orange or red color. Okay, so we're gonna start. You can start from the dark color, light color. It doesn't matter. That's a start with this a little bit darker color on this side. Make sure you clean your brush well after you use the other color, because if you didn't clean your brush well, when you blend in the color, they might make your color dirty. So just a color everywhere. Okay, and we're going to add a little bit red. One direction. I like to use the black embossing powder because it kind of create a little bit depth, so it's easier when you want the coloring. Okay, so let's try one green one. So I'm going to use green. Okay, and I think that will do. Okay, clean your brush. Okay, you can just give a very thin layer of clean water, helping them blending, and then a little bit green. Always start with the light color. If it's not enough, we add more. And also those markers that are exactly like watercolor, you can blend in the color together. Okay, so that's the other one. Okay, so and then we're going to die cut it. So that's just watch one more time. Coloring. So let's start with this one. Okay. You can always start with it. You can start with a lighter color, darker color, it doesn't matter. Start from the middle. Okay, one direction. Clean your brush. Okay, pick a little bit more color, but this time we add more water, so they thinning the color. It become a little bit lighter. One direction. One direction, very important. One direction. Okay. And then clean your brushes always. If you want to add a little bit lighter blue, feel free to do that, or do a little bit more water. Just practice a few times and you will see how easy it is. Okay, so we're going to use a light blue. One direction, inside out, outside in. Okay, very thin color. Okay, that's our butterfly. Let's try one more. This time we're going to use a little bit pink color. So you can try this technique on the flowers. They also work well. Okay. Clean your brush. Okay. And then kind of blending it. Okay, use a little bit darker pink color. One direction. Outside in. Okay. See, that's very pretty. Cannot see well. Let's do this. Nice pink. Nice purple. And we are going to do green. So if your palette is too dirty, just use a wet cloth, wipe off, and then even after they dry, just leave it. Next time you want to use it, you can just mix with a little bit water. They will work just fine. So, little bit yellow. Okay, let's do a earth tone. Okay, make sure every time when you want to start with a lighter color, you always have to clean your brush. Okay, so we are going to just start with a little bit brown in the middle. Okay, clean your brush. Little bit green. One direction. See the way I color my image? It's always one direction. Okay, clean your brush, very important. Every time you want to change the color, you got to clean your brush. Oh, I love this color. Okay, three color, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to leave it, let it dry, and then I have some final touch I'm going to share with you. But before we do that, we are going to do this. So we are going to use our garden party stamp set, the swirling, and then we are going to use this nice matte finish cardstock. If you haven't tried this paper from Marcos, make sure you go to their website, order one pack. The finish is just so smooth, like silk finish. So it just makes the image so pretty. Okay, so we are going to use the light color first. Okay, this is how I ink my image. Rub, tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to just stamp one. And then you're going to ink your image. Rub, tap, tap, tap. And two. Okay, and then we're going to use a small swirling. Okay, rub, gently rub, make sure the image is completely in. Tap, tap, and then we're going to just add this. Okay, so that's our background looking. Okay, if you see closely, you can find out there's some trick here. I'm not sure you can see it or not. See, oh yeah, here you can see here is the kind of it's some kind of image. How did I do that? I am going to show you a great tip here. Okay, so I use or matching die cut the two pieces double-sided tape, and then I am going to use a glitter. So I'm going to just peel off. Okay, and I'm going to peel off just to put the butterfly here. Okay, this is something else you like to know. I put the tape on top, right? But maybe my finger is dirty, so I just put one piece of paper on top, kind to make sure the sticker is nicely stick on the paper. And then put the other one here. Okay, so you can see the two butterflies, and then we are going to peel off the backing. Okay, so that's a double-sided tape here, and then here's my glitter. So I'm going to just put the glitter on top. Voila! So they kind of create this nice image. You probably cannot see well in my video, but actually it's really pretty. Okay, and then we're going to do one more thing. So I'm going to grab my butterflies back. Okay, now I think this is dry already. What I like to do is I like to use this ochre and the makeup sponge. I like to just soften the outline a little bit, so make sure it's a little bit softer. Okay, so you just use makeup sponge, gently brush a little bit color on top. This is a great color. Orange is also good. The light brown is good too. So just make sure you give a little bit touch out, so soft the edges a little bit. Okay, one more. And then the final step. Okay, these, I don't know, have you tried to use these before? It's a kind of white pen from the Copic. So that's how I create this butterfly. Just give us some white dots. So you're going to just use a paintbrush, pick up some white color. You know, just give us some dotting. Of course, you can put some glue, put a little bit glitter on top, do whatever you like. It's just idea, right? And then one more thing is when you finish, you can use a pen, okay? Kind of just create some kind of curve. Make your butterflies more dimensional before you put the foam tape. Okay. This, or you can just folding the wing a little bit. Okay, use your finger kind of create a little bit curve. Okay, put your butterfly 1, 2, 3. Voila! So that's what the card looks like. And these cards done with low cooking markers. It's just different technique to do it. I have one more other example. This is also the card. So thank you for watching our tutorial and see you next time.